Namo Amitabha Buddha. The Legend of Faun's Celestial Eyes. Experience of soul leaving body. Do humans have a soul? The Buddha Sutras call souls spiritual consciousness. I believe that there is soul. I've had many unexplained remote extrasensory perception experiments and this kind of an in vitro soul experience. Many people in the world have had this kind of experience, although the degree varies from person to person. From time to time, I left my body while practicing Buddhist Zen, seeing my body was still sitting placid, and my consciousness had already flown into the depths of space. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Namo Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Namo Amitabha Buddha. From the other side, one can see the past and future of Saha world, because in the depths of the universe, time is zero. Multiple spaces are mixed and interlaced. You can observe the limited from the infinite and observe the dynamic from the static. All causality and movement have a certain reciprocating direction and orbit. Everything is vivid. The above words indicate that my low-level meditation can probably only be listed at the second level of Zen. I wouldn't be flattered by myself nor announce it everywhere. Here, it's just that I use my beginner level as an experimental topic. Everyone has a potential mental power, which is blocked by their material desires and senses and is imprisoned by their emotions. Only by practicing meditation or chanting Buddha, dedicated to both Dharma and practice, can you gain the help of Buddha power and release your power of spirit and consciousness, soul. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Namo Amitabha Buddha. I often go to a library of Buddhist scripture in my dream or in meditation. In the building there are many high-rise bookshelves leaning against the wall. A lot of old books printed in lithography are stored in the lattice. It's not written in Chinese, maybe in Tibetan. I don't know a word, but I often return to this library to read books. Until the bell of the temple rings, I suddenly wake up and I am already at home in Canada. And the scenes of the Buddha temple in that place is still vivid. I'm unable to explain and don't know where it is. There are scriptures up to hundreds of thousands of volumes. There are not many monks in that scripture library. Only I am alone there fetching and reading the classic books. Occasionally 1 or 2 monks appear. They didn't seem to see me, not even notice me. I sometimes asked them questions but didn't got their response. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitabha Buddha. They didn't even look at me. They just left after checking books. Outside in the hall downstairs, there are many monks. Not like the Han people. Some wear red, some yellow, and some gray robes. I ever flew and jumped from the upstairs, but none had noticed me. I remember the moment I suddenly understood some of the strange words when I was reading in the library. The meaning is as follows. Those people are from small Sirius. The upper body is like a human, the lower body is like fish. It adds small Sirius, trillions of miles from here, is invisible to the naked eye, but it is visible to the Buddha's eye. It's accompanied by the small Sirius is hidden behind Sirius. The surface of the planet is covered with water. The weight of things on it is 16 times than that on this planet. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Looking throughout the astronomy books, I knew that there is a small Sirius, and it is exactly a small star that cannot be seen by the naked eye. More astronomers said, the Dogon natives in the hitherland of Africa have known the existence of small Sirius for thousands of years. The statue enshrined by the Dogonese is a monster, whose upper half body is human, and the lower half is fish. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitabha. Orion the Hunter, Betelgeuse, Orion's Belt, Rigel, Sirius. The legends of ancient Dogonese natives reveals that the celestials of half human and half fish taught people knowledge and civilization. These celestials come from the sea of small Sirius when they came to Earth and lived in the Mediterranean. The Dogonese lived in the southern shore of the Mediterranean 5,000 years ago and was later oppressed by the later nations and took refuge in Africa till now. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. All the books in the library come with the year it was written. I remember that one book I had read is a scroll which was compiled 8,723 years before the birth of the Buddha. Its material is similar Learned of paper, but not paper. If I'm not wrong, I believe that where I went to is near the Himalayas. There is no reason for me to have no knowledge of astronomy to know what a small Sirius is. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Once I went to the Buddhist scriptures library to read books and saw a paragraph. I didn't know if it is Sanskrit or Tibetan, but I suddenly understood, and it said, a giant island drifted from the south, collided with Tibetan plain, which rose and became the snow-capped mountains, sandwiched in the middle, and the erected peaks reached out through the clouds. Then Tibetan land became a plateau. I was puzzled but couldn't get the answer. Later I talked with a friend who's a scientist about it. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. He finally found the Canadian geologist Dr. John Tuzo Wilson's famous book about the continental drift theory, which points out that India was drifting northwards hundreds of millions of years ago and finally collided with Tibet. The land was arched to form the Himalayas. Even the soil on the highest peak contains the shell fossil on the seabed. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. 60 million years ago. 50 million years ago. $40 million years ago. $30 million years ago. $20 million years ago. $10 million years ago. Modern. There was a scroll in the library pointing out that there was an ancient continent in the Southern Ocean, which sank into the ocean suddenly. There are the clips that I saw in my dream or meditation that I flew to the library. When I came back, the scenes was still vivid, and the memory could only last for half an hour. After expiration, all the images would be gone. It is difficult for me to describe this kind of experience. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitabha. Ancient Lemuria, Kumari Kandam. Below the Buddha statue, there are two huge dragon pillars in the hall. The two golden dragons can rotate around the cylinder like a revolving lantern. The base of the temple is a huge boulder, which was cut into shape. It is as high as a castle wall. The whole temple is located on a cliff in the middle of a precipitous mountain. I couldn't see any plaque with Chinese characters. The temple did not resemble to the Chinese Buddhist temple. The wood is very old without paint and showed a brown natural color. I can't figure out where the temple and the library I often travel to is. I sometimes sat on the beam, sometimes I flew along the ceiling, sometimes I worshipped the Buddha in front of the statue. These monks, some are like Mongolia, some are like Han, or are like Indian, all ignored me. It seems to be photography. After I saw it in my eyes, all the pages of the book were photographed one by one, but once they were exposed, they all disappeared. If the books I saw in my dreams or in my meditation are reliable, then the history of Buddhism is probably not only for thousands of years, but for millions or trillions of years, and the knowledge of Buddhist books about the universe is very early, profound, and extensive. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Guanchi Impusa. I have seen too many exotic visions in my life, and I do not regard these circumstances as real. I did see something, but I dare not rejoice nor fear, just let it be. Sometimes I feel that it's best to see nothing. To see nothing is the cleanest and purest thing. The topmost person dreams nothing. Namo Avalokiteshvara, Namo Amitabha Buddha. The end.